Virus. Naked disease, common cold transmission, droplet, direct contact or fomites. Enterovirus. Naked disease, poliomyelitis transmission, fecal-oral. Hepatitis A Virus. Naked disease, hepatitis A transmission, fecal-oral. Rubella virus. Enveloped disease, German measles transmission, inhalation of respiratory droplets from coughing and sneezing. Coronavirus. Enveloped disease, respiratory infections transmission, inhalation of respiratory droplets from coughing and sneezing. Hepatitis C virus. Enveloped disease, hepatitis C transmission, sexual contact, contaminated needles. West Nile virus. Enveloped disease, West Nile encephalitis transmission, mosquito vector. Human immunodeficiency virus. Enveloped disease, AIDS transmission, sexual contact, intravenous drug abuse. Other characteristics is a retrovirus, uses the enzyme reverse transcriptase to convert RNA greater than DNA. Mumps virus. Enveloped disease, mumps transmission, exposure to contaminated saliva. Measles virus. Enveloped disease, measles transmission, inhalation of droplets from coughing and sneezing. Rabies virus. Enveloped disease, rabies transmission from saliva of an infected animal via a bite. Influenza virus. Enveloped disease, influenza characteristics, has hemagglutinin and neuraminidase spikes that can mutate and change by antigenic shift or antigenic drift transmission, inhalation of respiratory droplets from coughing and sneezing. Ebola virus. Enveloped disease, Ebola hemorrhagic fever transmission, contact with bodily fluid, especially blood. Hantavirus. Enveloped disease, Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome transmission, inhalation of dried mouse urine, feces, or saliva. Rotovirus. Naked disease, viral gastroenteritis, diarrhea, vomiting transmission, fecal-oral. Adenovirus. Naked disease, acute respiratory infections, pharyngoconjunctivitis transmission, droplet, direct contact or fomites. Human herpes virus. Family, Herpesviridae. Envelope disease, HHV1, most oral herpes cases, HHV2, most genital herpes cases. Transmission, oral herpes virus from a person with active lesions gains access to oral mucosa of an uninfected individual. Genital herpes, sexual contact. Varicella-Zoster Virus. Family, Herpesviridae. Envelope disease, chickenpox, shingles transmission, exposure to respiratory secretions. Cytomegalovirus. Family, Herpesviridae. Envelope disease, cytomegalovirus transmission, sexual contact, exposure during birth, exposure to contaminated blood. Epstein-Barr Virus. Family, Herpesviridae. Envelope disease, mononucleosis, Burkitt's lymphoma, nasopharyngeal cancer transmission, exposure to contaminated saliva. Variola virus. Envelope disease, smallpox transmission, inhalation of respiratory droplets or dried crust from the skin. Human papilloma virus. Naked disease, genital warts, cervical cancer transmission, sexual contact. Hepatitis B virus. Enveloped disease, Hepatitis B transmission, sexual contact, exposure to blood, contaminated needles. Parvovirus B19. Naked disease, erythema infectious symphysis disease or slapped cheeks disease transmission respiratory secretions. Norovirus. Naked disease, viral gastroenteritis diarrhea vomiting transmission fecal oral.